Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Nezzy's Place podcast, where truth lives. I am your host, Vanez Davis, and thank you so much for joining in today. Well, for all my new listeners, this show focuses on motivation, encouragement, inspiration, and positivity. So if you know someone that needs a positive push, please share the link with them. Well, stick around because we're going to be talking about checking our paths. Making sure what we are doing is what we're supposed to be doing and that we're staying on track. So don't go away. Okay, welcome back, and we are going to dive in. You know, this topic is so important to me because over the past few months, I have spoken to numerous people. The majority of them have been women, but this can be for both male and female. So, you know, they express how they can't get on track, due to life circumstances. They're stuck in life, not knowing exactly which way to go. They can't move forward, and they have become so detached from the initial plan of what they envisioned for themselves. And this really touched me because it showed me that people are just coexisting in life. And life is too important to coexist. You can't do it. Because I believe we all have a path. And we all have to tap into what God has for us. So if you're listening today, I'm going to give you some tools and the first couple steps to take. This is part 1. So please continue listening. There are times in our lives when we are positive that we are moving in the right direction and that we are on the right path that is intended for us to go. Because when that happens, we feel like we're moving forward and all the pieces of our puzzle are fitting together. And there's no greater feeling to know that you are walking in a direction that brings you fulfillment in your life. But then there are times when we face the opposition that can sometimes make us veer off the path. And when that happens, we start to lose faith in ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to know that what you can achieve, you can do. Because when you believe in yourself, that is knowing in your heart that no matter what anyone says, you will stay committed to the course. And another thing you have to do is trust yourself. Trusting yourself and tossing doubt to the back seat will certainly push you forward. Because when you continually doubt your abilities, doubt that you will be successful, it's almost as if you are throwing rocks on your own path and you're stumbling over your own issues. And the next thing you know, you will be in sinking sand because you will have sabotaged yourself and your future. It's true, life happens. And sometimes we experience challenges in life that can set us back or cause us to be disenchanted with the idea of moving forward. But we have to remember, challenges come to make us stronger. Challenges also help us to see what we're made of. And what is our fabric made of? It tests our faith. It tests our belief system. It causes us to believe in God more, and it helps us to believe in ourselves more. Because I tell you, it's true what they say. What doesn't break you makes you stronger. And that is the truth. And what you do or don't do will dictate what you will have and won't have. How far you go or won't go. What you'll complete or don't complete, if you'll be successful or if you'll be unsuccessful. And you have to stay devoted. You have to stay devoted to yourself in spite of anything and everything you go through. Because at times, you may feel like throwing in the towel, giving up. But I'm going to tell you right now, giving up is not a proactive action. You just can't do it. So like I said, giving up on yourself is not a choice. It is not an option. Think about it. If you get off your path and never attain to get back on, you're selling yourself short. And you deserve so much better in life. And you have to be true to what you want out of life, because your purpose in life must be fulfilled. I had a couple challenges in life, And back in 1998, I had prepared to move from the West Coast to the East Coast. And I saved for 2 years so that after my move, I would not have to work. So I decided, hey, this is great. I'll save. I'll be okay. Well, we had a bad winter in 2001, and I ended up going to a daycare provider because my daughter wanted to go to daycare during break week, and I dropped her off. The keys were in the ignition. The car is still running. Gave her a hug and all that, and then I was back out the door. Well, it had snowed the night before, so it was a little ice on the ground. So I'm about 3 feet away from my car, and wham, I fell right to the ground. And I didn't know what was actually going on because up until then, I have never broken a bone in my body. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure what's going on. My mind is saying get up, but my body is not following instructions. Fast forward, I crawl back up the path, crawl up the steps, crawl inside the door, and I yell for help. Fast forward, I ended up breaking my ankle in 3 places. And I'm telling you this story because it shook me. It got me off the path that I had prepared. And it got me off the path financially. I had to use the money for medical expenses. I don't know about you, but I have not received or seen any Groupons or coupons for medical expenses. I had to believe in myself. I had to raise the bar. I had to try harder. I had to have a stick-to-it attitude because I knew that if I fell, if I started having a woe is me attitude, then what good would it be? So I had to make sure that I had a positive attitude, even though I had to wait for people to do things, take me places, take a shower. It was something new. It was a humbling experience for me, but it taught me a lesson. So it got me off my path, but I got back on. But the things that I did was I trusted God. I trusted myself. I stayed committed to the course. I knew that no matter what, I was going to be okay. And your mindset, you have to have a positive mindset to know that you're going to be okay. And if you veer off the path anyway, trials, anything could come and just brush you off. You have to know you can get back on track. You don't have to go down a road where it's not going to lead you to any place or anywhere. You can stay or get back on track. And there are so many other areas to discuss regarding changing your path. But for today, for part 1, I'm going to stick to the most important one for today. And that is, you want to remain on the path that will open up doors for your vision and mission for your life to be accomplished. You must pass the alleys and pass the trails that can lead to nowhere and anywhere. You have to stay on a direct path. And if you are a believer, God says your steps are ordered of the Lord. So, you know what? No one's ever 100% proud of every decision that they've made, and that's okay. I think as long as we learn from our mistakes and don't make them over and over again, you're on the right path. Ultimately, you have to pursue your own path, not someone else's idea of the right path for you, but you need to stay on the right path for yourself. And wrapping up, I just want to tell you how to stay on the right path. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to the vision and purpose for your life. Believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. Forgive yourself when you get off the path. And you have to stay diligent to your purpose and your goals for your life. Okay, guys, well, that is the end of the show. I am hoping that it inspired you to make sure that you stay on track and on the right path no matter what transpires around you. Please make sure you do. It's just that important. Well, in the meantime, until next week, until we continue part 2, make sure you shoot on over to the Nezzy's Place website where you can listen to previous episodes and you can order your copy of Girlfriend, Your House is a Mess. You can also connect with me on all social media platforms My podcast can be heard over 10 platforms now: Google Play, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, Breaker, Stitcher, Castbox, and many, many more. So get connected by subscribing on my website. Click on the RSS feed and you will be notified whenever a show is posted. If you are listening to this podcast on Facebook, please make sure you share the link, because the link is always accessible after the air date. Like I always say, guys, it's your house, your life, and your rules. Remember, this is a day that we will never see again, so we have to make each day count. We all get 365 days a year, 28, 30, and 31 days on any given month, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. What will you do with the time? Well, you have a great day, and please make sure you tune in to next week's show, part 2 of Checking Your Path. Have a great day, and I am out.